All right, forget the boring textbooks. Today, we're handing you a treasure map. This is your personal guide, your roadmap for mastering one of the most exciting frontiers in technology, Agentic AI. So let's get this adventure started.
So let me just ask you this. What if an AI could do more than just follow commands? I mean, what if it could actually plan, act completely on its own, and learn from its successes and failures? Well, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot anymore. It's the reality of agentic AI. And trust me, it's changing everything. And that right there is the power of agentic AI. We're talking about a huge shift from AI as a reactive tool to AI as a proactive partner. Imagine an AI that doesn't just book your flight. It also finds the best hotel, maps out your entire itinerary, and then if your flight gets delayed, it rebooks the whole thing for you, all without you lifting a finger. That's where we're headed.
Okay, so every great journey begins with having the right gear. Before we can even dream of building our own AI agent, we need to forge our toolkit. And look, this isn't about doing boring homework. It's about crafting the essential tools that are going to empower us on this adventure. So what's in this toolkit? Well, it really just comes down to three core skills. First, you've got to speak the language of data, and that, my friends, is mathematics. Then you need the tools to actually build things, and that's where programming comes in. And finally, you need to understand the craft that brings it all to life, machine learning. You master these three, and you are ready to create some amazing things. So, why math? Let's break it down real simple. Think of linear algebra as the way you see the hidden shapes and structures in data. Calculus, that's how you teach an AI to get better and better over time, to optimize itself. And probability, well, that gives your agent the ability to make smart guesses and decisions in a messy, uncertain world.
All right, now it's time to build, and for that, we need to code. Python is, without a doubt, the king of the castle in the world of AI, and for a really good reason. You got these powerhouse libraries like NumPy and Pandas that let you wrangle huge amounts of data with ease. Now, R is a great option for stats for sure, but Python is really the fastest path to bringing your agent to light. This is where the real learning happens. With supervised learning, your AI is kind of like a student cramming for a test with an answer key. With unsupervised learning, it becomes a detective, finding clues and hidden connections in a mountain of data. And then there's reinforcement learning, which is my favorite. It's like a video game character, learning how to win through trial, error, and a whole lot of practice.
Okay, now that we've got our foundation set, let's get to the main event, the agent itself. How does this creation, actually think and act? So how does an agent think? It's really this constant looping cycle. First, it perceives the world around it, taking in information. Then, based on that, it plans its next move. Next, it acts on that plan. And here's the most important part. It learns from the result, getting just a little bit smarter with every single loop.
And you know, the great news is, you're not starting from scratch here. Amazing tools like LangChain and AutoGPT are basically like Lego kits for AI agents. They give you all these pre-built blocks for things like memory, reasoning, and even connecting your agent to the internet. That means you can focus on building something truly incredible. Okay, with the fundamentals under your belt, it is time to specialize. This is the fun part. This is where you decide what kind of problems you want your agent to solve and what kind of impact you really want to make on the world.
So what's your passion? If you're excited by the physical world, by making things move, robotics is your path. If you want to make businesses smarter and more efficient, you should dive into business automation. And if you dream of creating AIs that can write, code, and reason, well, then generative AI is where you belong. This path uses these incredibly powerful models called transformers, which are often trained with a technique called reinforcement learning from human feedback, or just RLHF for short.
You did it. You've built an agent. Now what? Well, it's time to share it with the world. This is the moment where your personal project can become a real-world application, and where your journey as a builder can launch an amazing career.
So what does it really mean to deploy an agent? Well, it's the difference between an agent that just runs on your personal laptop and one that's available to the entire world. To make that huge leap, you'll use tools like Docker to package up your creation, and then use cloud platforms like AWS to share it with everyone. Look, this is an ongoing journey. To stay sharp, you've got to build a portfolio that really shows off what you can do. Get involved in open source projects on GitHub. It's one of the best ways to learn from the best in the field. And never, ever stop learning. Keep up with all the latest research. So, there you have it, the complete roadmap.
We've gone from building your foundation to choosing your path and finally sharing your creations with the entire world. The way forward is crystal clear. All that's left is for you to take that first step.
The opportunities in agentic AI are, well, they're truly endless. This isn't just some passing trend. It's a fundamental shift in how we interact with technology. And the simple truth is, the earlier you get started, the more you can ultimately achieve.
So let me just ask you one last question. You have the roadmap, you have the tools. In 2 years from now, when agentic AI is everywhere, what will you have built? Your adventure starts right